Good evening once again and welcome back to TT_Project Cars. It's Season 4, Round 6 here at Zhuhai International Circuit. We move to the Formula Renaults and this is going to be quite interesting indeed. 10 minutes worth of qualifying, 15 minutes worth of racing to come for the first race, and then of course we do mix it up with the random grid for the second race. Out on track, of course, I'm JamesHead14, going to be taking you through the action once again. And if you missed the racing roulette, it was Andy who took it from Sinclair in second, getting ahead of me at Orwoff because of the penalties, and the Italian doing a good job on his debut. And I've got to say, this could be quite interesting. Crusher Bro obviously leading the way in the championship. We're getting going straight away for qualifying, so I will run through the standings as they are. Crusher Bro leads on 252 points, can wrap up the championship tonight officially if he does win one of the races, and Alan Kay and Mackinder Few finish in behind. They are the two closest pursuers. Crusher Bro on 252 points leading, from Alan Kay in second on 182, so that is a 70 points difference. Mackinder Few in third on 175, but Sinclair in fourth on 144, Andy in fifth on 134, Aguilera in sixth on 132, Theo Daly in seventh on 81, Charlie in eighth on 77, Sean in ninth on 30, and Kim McGinley on the standings in on 18 points in the top 10. Luigi Motorsport on 333 points leading the way in the constructors. Team Panasonic in second on 278. Renault Sport in third on 212, Equipe d'Ombreville on 208 in fourth, Team Mappa Olio on 174, Team D-Box on 113, Team Sharifsa in seventh on 111, and Fanatec, Team Fanatec on the nil point still, as well as the reserve team. And we do only have 8 drivers here, and I am not sure who has left the session. It is Mackinder Few that has left the session. So I'll just try and come in on Mackinder Few, see what it is. Crusher Bro is first out on track, however, in the meantime, we'll get to see the Formula Renaults. Mackinder Few has joined back, which is good to see. Good to see the lobbies joining back are actually working, which is good to see. Normally not like this. Alan Kay's picked up a grid place penalty already for pit lane violation. Not sure what has occurred there. Possibly crossing over the white line, I suspect. But I'm sure he will inform us of that, and I will try and get a much better circumstance of that in just a moment. I'm going to take just a brief break and go on board with Crusher Bro's lap, but I'm just going to cough a little bit. Oh, didn't want to do that over the stream. There we go, that's much better. Crusher Bro then about to lead us onto a lap of Zhuhai International Circuit, and for this, let's go on board with him. Let's go on board with him on Crusher Bro. Let's go on the chase cam. Let's go on board with him. Down into turn 1, really just snapping that back end through turn 1, now through turn 2. And now on the run towards turn 3 and towards the end of the first sector already. Everyone out on track, but Crusher Bro leads the way. Down into turn 4, and through 5 of the chicane. Very nice through there. Really attacking that just on the right limit. Through the first sector he goes very nicely indeed. And he now comes into this middle sector at turn 6, and then through the kink at turn 7. Down towards turn 8, which is the left-hander, and then into turn 9, turn 10. I've missed quite a few turns actually out on track. I'm miscounting somewhere. Now through turn 9, then through turn 10, that is somebody just getting out of the way on track. Crusher Bro though through into turn 10. Through the middle sector he comes, looking very nice through the first sector. Somebody in the background just warming up the tyres, which is good to see. I'll try and pick up on who that is in just a moment, but Crusher Bro with 7 minutes to go in qualifying. Currently first out on track and first to settle lap, it seems. It's been a very clean lap from everyone out on track so far. For Crusher Bro especially, as we go back on board with him to come across the line. And he does come across the line indeed. I'm not sure what that is in the middle of the track there, but it's a 21.9 from Crusher Bro. A very nice lap there. Let's ride on board with Andy and see if we can pick up with what this actually is in the middle of the track. What is that? I can't really see. There's something. on track anyways. Andy across the line and with a 24.9 goes third. Sinclair goes second, so the two Team Panasonics go second and third. 23 flat there from Sinclair, going roughly 1.9 seconds ahead of Andy, which is a good lap from him. Aguilera in fourth, Team McGinley in fifth, 25.2 and a 25.9 respectively. Theo Daly across the line. Mia Olwoff it was who was preparing on a lap. Let's ride on board with him. The new driver, of course, to the league. McKinder for you, which is good to see, is also back in the session. And in fact, we've just seen somebody go into the onto the timing screen. It's Alan Kay. We go back on board then with Mia Olwoff, who is through turn 10. Now into the double right at turns 11 and 12 through the kink of 13, then onto the final corner. Turn 14 and just losing the back end slightly there, Mia Olwoff, but doing a good job so far. We are nearly halfway through already here in qualifying. 15 minutes worth of action for race 1, and then of course we mix it up with the random grid in race 2 once again. Mia Olwoff now across the line to set his first lap in the Formula Renault, goes third, 23.9, very nice respectful lap, is just bettered in fact in the meantime by the Equipe Reveal driver of Aguilera. I think that was Sinclair, just way wayward in the background. It was Sinclair, way wayward in the background through the final corner. He's using the back end just a little bit too much, doesn't want to overpower too much like he's just done there. But Sinclair, currently second, has had his lap time invalidated. Theo Daly just coming across the line, goes sixth with a 25.2, and McKinney puts in a lap as well with a 29.2. He, of course, will improve on that. Crusher Bro has set another new fastest lap, by the way, 20.6 for Crusher Bro. Gone roughly 1.2, 1.3 seconds clear and still improving. So the Norwegian Motorsport driver, Crusher Bro, who can wrap up the championship here tonight, really throttling on the power nicely through there. We'll go on board with him towards the end of the lap. Let's go on board within the cockpit and see. Oh, and he comes into the pit lane. That is not how you take the pits, I'm afraid. He's missed the pit lane quite a lot there. That has been caught on stream as well for everyone to see. Might be a penalty given for that. Crusher Bro, though, is into the pits nonetheless. We're right on board with Aguilera, who is better come across the line now in the Equipe Reveal car. Doesn't improve, but he's a tenth and a half off. Andy is just through the final corner in the background of shot and comes across the line now and improves, goes up to fourth ahead of Aguilera. McKinder for you comes across the line just in behind as well. Sorry, that is not McKinder for you coming across the line, that is Kevin McGinley crossing the line, improving with a 25.9, 5.2 seconds off Crusher Bro's current lap. There is McKinder for you in the team map at Oleo car, of course Kevin McGinley in the team D-Box car. McKinder for you across the line and goes seventh. Much better improvement there from McKinder for you. Clearly that first lap was a banker, and it's a 24.8 for McKinder for you. Everyone's spread out pretty similar, like a washing line, to be honest. I've got to describe it as. Crusher Bro currently leading the way on a 20.6, and he's through the first. He's just actually came out of the pits. Mia Olwoff has gone second in the Team Sharifsa car, hoping to pick up some good points for the team here tonight. Of course, coming into tonight, Team Sharifsa only on 111 points, so they're really down at the bottom of the constructors. But Mia Olwoff, I think, will really add possibly to that tally here tonight and will probably overtake Team D-Box. I feel very confident on that. 22.7 is current best. He's coming across the line now, the Italian, across the line. And he's 2.5 tenths off. Aguilera about to come across the line, improves up to second. Nice lap there by Aguilera, 22.5, goes second. I think that is Andy just in the background as well, coming across the line, 3 tenths off his lap. And that is Kevin McGinley around the final corner as well as Sinclair. Kevin McGinley goes sixth. Sinclair goes second, just in behind as well, 22.3 compared to Aguilera's 22.5. Nice lap there by Sinclair. And McKinder for you is just coming around the final couple of corners now. The only driver we haven't really been on board with this session is Alan Kay, who I'll come back on to in just a minute. McKinder for you, though, coming around the final corner across the line. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. Alan Kay around the final corner now. Does he improve? The Irishman with a minute and 50 seconds to go. No, he doesn't. 1.1 seconds off the pace. Of course, he has got that grid slot penalty because of a pit lane violation, which I can only assume was probably extending the pit lane, or Tracker coming out of the pit lane and crossing up the white line. I think that's the only reason I could really see about that. Unless he spun out the pit lane, I don't know. We'll try and catch up on that. Crusher currently on top in qualifying. 1 minute and 20 left to go. This is really getting down to the nitty and gritty stuff. Andy is not going to get round for another lap, it seems. He is done for the session. 23.3. I think he looks pretty nailed on for that 5th position, if I've got to be honest. We'll go on board then with Sinclair, who is just about to come around the final corner now. The Scotsman currently sitting in the standings in 4th position, 144 points, and he's round at the final corner, loses the back end, and Sinclair's session is pretty much over and done with now. He retires into the pit lane, and Crusher just coming across the line, improves by another 10th, nearly a 10th and a half there from him. Let's ride on board with somebody who's about to come across the line. McKinder for you around the final corner. I think that is Theo Daly just in behind as well. McKinder for you across the line. Does he improve? Yes, he does. Goes 6th, 23.6. Theo Daly doesn't improve in the background of shot, but he is going on to his final lap. Alan Kay across the line, a second off his time. Should try and find some improvement, I think. 24.7, that lap can be found. The time on that lap can be found, definitely, as long as he keeps it with clean and doesn't run over the curbs a little bit too much. Let's ride on board with him actually and see how he takes his turn 4-5 in chicane. Turn 4-5 chicane, runs wide as a result. Alan Kay doing a good job. I'm trying to split everyone up quite evenly within the session here. Aguilera, in the meantime, about to come across the line. He's through the final corner now, and the team keep Don Braville car. And the Spaniard now coming across the line. Does he improve ahead of Sinclair? Yes, he does. 22.2, so Sinclair done with for the session. It's only Mia Olwoff who can set a better lap. Kevin McGinley about to come around the final corner. He's crossed the line now, and he does improve ahead of McKinder for you, so drops down him into 6th. Crusher across the line doesn't improve. Aguilera Theo Daly is off track, so we ride on board with him as through turns 11 and 12. Mia Olwoff, in the meantime, has gone off his lap and is retired. So Mia Olwoff is not improving. Kim McGinley is done with in the session. It's only Alan Kay and somebody else that is out on track. I think it's Theo Daly just in behind. Yeah, Theo Daly and Alan Kay around the final corner. Is Alan improving? Can he find the time? Of course, Kim has improved ahead of him. He doesn't find the time, I don't think, on that lap. He might have improved. We'll just have a look. He did improve, in fact, Alan Kay, but he will start in 9th position as a result of that grid place penalty. Crusher takes it from Aguilera 2nd, Sinclair 3rd. We get Olwoff starting in 4th, Andy in 5th, Kim McGinley, McKinder for you, Theo Daly, and right down at the back, Alan Kay with that grid place penalty. So, then, it is 15 minutes worth of action about to begin for the Formula Reynolds for the first time around Zhuhai. Here in Project Cars for sure. Crusher will lead us off the line then. The light sequence about to go out at Zhuhai. Right down the way we go. Oh, bit of a jump start there from... Who was that? That was a jump start from McKinder for you, I think. Who's got a drive-through penalty possibly off the start. Crusher leads down into turn 1. Oh, and McKinder for you launches down the inside. I'm not sure if there might be a bit of a desync actually occurring with this. A lot of contact early on. Caught up with Aguilera. Sinclair is into the pits and has retired from the race. Theo Daly has also got damage. Not sure what happened early on. McKinder for you got a jump start, it seems. Launched it down the inside of turn 1. I think he might have locked up. I can't really explain that because I didn't really see it. Well, I will set the replay though and have a look at the stewards' room afterwards. Crusher leads the way by a second. Mia Olwoff is into 2nd with McKinder for you in 3rd. Kim McGinley in 4th, got through that safely. Andy didn't. Andy, I think, got caught up in that a little bit, but we'll try and chase down Kim McGinley for that 4th position currently. Andy in 5th. Alan Kay in 6th. Aguilera with no front wing in 7th, and Theo Daly with no front wing in 8th as well. We'll focus then on the battle for the lead, because Mia Olwoff is trying to take it across the pro here tonight with 1 minute and 20 seconds gone already. As I nearly spilled my drink all over me again, like I nearly did in Racing Roulette. Crusher leads away, 1.4 seconds. That gap now extending on the run across the line to start lap 2. Mia Olwoff is in 2nd. McKinder for you in 3rd. Kieran McGinley in 4th. Andy in 5th, everyone's spread out quite evenly to be honest, with Alan Kay in 6th. Aguilera in 7th, still continuing on. Obviously feels like he wants to get and put a bit of boot and a bit of welly really into this performance. Theo Daly's into the pits though to replace his front wing. At the end of the first 2 minutes, Crusher still leads. 2.6 seconds, really got the bit between himself here tonight. The Crusher leads through the first sector, and he's into the middle sector now actually, halfway through the middle sector, into turns 9 and 10, the double left here, 90-degree corners. The Crusher to negotiate. There is a battle going on further down the field, which we'll focus on. Andy and Keane McGinley now 4th and 5th position. Will of course try and... Oh, as Keane McGinley just had a bit of a slide there. Andy trying to launch it up the inside. Not quite. Keane gives him the space. It is with that the battle between the two TTL F1 commentators here, of course. Andy on the outside line. Keane on the inside line. Who is going to get the position? It is Andy around the outside in the Team Panasonic car. Makes it look quite easy in the end. Andy has got up the place and he's up the 4th position. So the battle of the TTL F1, the TTL F1 commentators is on. It is Andy and Kieran McGinley we're going to focus on for the moment in time. Right the way, halfway down the field, and Andy already beginning to extend that gap. 1.2, 1.3 seconds, 1.4, 1.5. That gap is extending even further down into turn 1. And Andy has got the measure of Kieran McGinley, it seems, early on. Aguilera in 6th. Alan Kay, what on earth has happened to Alan Kay? We haven't seen anything out on track that could associate. He's obviously lost it somewhere out on track. He's going around with 3 wheels, which is not really the greatest thing to see on stream. So we'll focus then back up over the battle for the lead. And this is Crusher who is coming up to Alan Kay actually. He's got to negotiate this little bit of traffic here. Of course, the driver with 3 wheels, Alan Kay, keeps out of the way nicely. Mia Olaf now coming through shot, just in the back burner shot. Recognises that the car's on the inside and he's skidding along the car. Got suspension damage and he's got wheel damage as well with 1 missing wheel. McKinnon for you negotiates that fine. Sinclair has disconnected from the session. Andy through into P4. Yeah, Alan Kay taking... Oh! That's a bit of a strange one. Andy just lost the back end there. That was a great jump by Alan Kay. I think he's in the Grand National or something there, to be honest. That was fantastic to see. Got the bump on the inside, rode over the curb. Keane McGinley was very fortunate that he wasn't any closer to him. Goodness me, Alan Kay certainly becoming a horse out on track here tonight. Goodness me, that was quite fun to watch. Christopher leads the way though, in the meantime, by 4.9 seconds with Mia Olaf in 2nd position. McKinnon for you in 3rd. Andy 4th, Keane McGinley in 5th, Aguilera in 6th. Alan Kay coming into the pits now in 7th to replace that front wing. Now Aguilera just coming through the camera shot there. And there is Theo Daly gaining that position now on Alan Kay as a result of the damage. And not really surprised that Alan Kay has retired from the session. Of course, he will probably have a better race within the 2nd race here tonight as well. 5 minutes gone. There's not much happening out on track, so I'll just try and focus on everyone individually in the meantime. It is Crusher who leads the way by an ever-increasing margin of around 6 seconds as he actually just loses the back end now through turns 11 and 12. Just roll on the marbles a little bit slightly. Mia Olaf now in 2nd position. Doing a good job on his debut in that Team Sharifsa car. Going to get them valuable points, and they will actually take 6th position within the constructors standings from this race, because Hugh McGinley down in 5th will not be scoring as many points, of course, as Mia Olaf at this stage. McKinnon for you is in 3rd, has kept it clean, kept it out of trouble, and he is in 3rd position after starting further down the field. As I say, I'm not sure if there was a drive-through penalty if he jumped the start. Oh, as Mia Olaf has had a moment out of turn 1 and 2, he's obviously lost the back end there. I do apologise. Mia Olaf has lost the back end there. McKinnon for you right on the back, and with 4, 5 tenths now separating, it's going to be quite interesting, so we'll focus on this. Andy is in 4th. He will try and get on the back of this, and is actually lapping slightly quicker than these two the last time around. Round about 6 tenths of a second between these two in terms of the last lap time, but Andy about 9 tenths quicker than Mia Olaf, and about 1.5 seconds quicker than McKinnon for you. It was all over the back. The Team Rapper Olio car taking on the Team Sharifsa car. Team Appaolio, of course, within the constructors, are in 5th position on 174 points, so we'll extend on Team D-Box, and we'll try and get Team Dumberville as well while they're at it. They keep Dumberville, that is, of course. As we approach the halfway stage, Crusher already across the line to start that lap 6. There's 10 seconds clear of Mia Orwoff in 2nd, but McKinder for you on the back here in 3rd position. And we'll check on board, actually. We'll go on board with McKinder for you as he's running within the slipstream, improved slightly on his personal best lap. Mia Orwoff breaks slightly later than McKinder for you, and choose the best runner is gained. And Mia Orwoff actually just getting a little bit more time than normal. Go on board. We'll take it on board actually from the chase point of view. With 7.5 minutes gone, we are halfway through, and Crusher Pro leads the way. And Mia Orwoff in 2nd. McKinder for you in 3rd. Andy is getting closer in 4th. Without a shadow of a doubt, he is getting closer. He lapped. Oh, McKinder for you launches it up the inside of Mia Orwoff. That was a very late decision. Thought he was going to careen into the back of him, but turns a possible negative into a positive. Fantastic move there by McKinder for you. And he's up the inside, and he's up into 2nd position. Fantastic move there. Course on board as well with that. Fantastic stuff for McKinder for you. Mia Orwoff now relinquishes 3rd position and just gets caught in the grass slightly. Andy is chasing in behind. He's 2.8 seconds off Mia Orwoff at this stage, improving on his personal best by a 10th of a second. Of course, with one random grid race still to come, it can be anyone's game. Crusher Pro, not sure if he can actually wrap up the championship here in this race. I have a feeling he might be able to, because McKinder for you in 2nd is one of his nearest challengers. Alan Kay is already out the race, so won't be scoring any points in this one. I think Crusher Pro is probably going to take the championship here tonight, as I probably thought of when I was coming into the stream when we started this off. 0.3 of a second separating, 300th off his personal best. Crusher Pro with 6 minutes to go leads the way. McKinder for you though, still in 2nd. Mia Orwoff just in the background off. Mia Orwoff is off in the background. So Mia Orwoff now under pressure from Andy. And Andy on the back of the Italian and the Scotsman. Trying to lunge it around the outside here. We saw this with Kim McGinley earlier on. Tries to get the switch back down the inside. Has the run on him. We'll go on board with Andy as we come now down into turn 9. Ooh, I thought that was going to be a little bit of career into the background, and Andy has a bit of a half spin, locked up, didn't really get the best run off the corner. Catches the curve nicely. We'll go on board with the roof cam actually, very nice camera angle this. Just trying to give you the best action shots, of course, out on track. Mia Orwoff goes off track again. Andy just has a bit of a sideways moment coming out of turn 11 and 12. And Andy right on the back of Mia Orwoff for this 3rd position, this final podium slot here in Formula Renault. And Andy right on the back, you can really see the difference in the speed. Andy is all over the back, almost saying go a little bit quicker, man. Andy right on the back. Is he going to try and nudge it down the inside into turn 1? No, he's not. He'll try switch back into turn 2, but he loses the back end as a result, and he's off track. He recovers it just from the wall, and Andy has kept the car going. Very nice recovery, but that is all of his hard work that he had done to catch Mia Orwoff, now just written off, and again runs a little bit wide over the curb through turn 5. Can catch the inside quite nicely actually on that curb. And Andy doing a good job so far out on track, and he's in 3rd place as I say, 4th place as I say. Mia Orwoff in 3rd, and McKinder for you has absolutely bolted up the road. He's about 5 seconds ahead on Mia Orwoff already. Of course, Mia had that mistake earlier on within the race. Andy right on the back. Kim McGinley running around in 5th position as well. The Team D-Box car. The 2 TTL F1 drivers. Andy dominating things in the moment between their private battle. When Kieran, of course, debuted last week, and he's just had a bit of a moment coming out of turn 8, it seems, there. Through turn 7, that is, actually. Aguilera's in 6th, still running around with no front wing. Theo Daly is just then in front of him, and has unlapped himself, actually, and Crush Bros just in behind them as well. Andy right on the back of Mia Orwoff, though, for 3rd position. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go as they come across the line to start lap 9 these guys are on. At least, I would think. Andy through turn 1 they come. Mia Orwoff runs a little bit deep. Andy down the inside. Oh, Mia Orwoff just had the inside line there. Very nicely done by Mia Olaf. Defends that inside line nicely and keeps Andy at bay for now. The Italian really doing a good job. Whoever brought him into the league, fair play and a good job on you, because you really deserve it. He's debuting so well tonight. Andy is desperate to try and get past, trying to force Mia Olaf into a bit of a mistake there. Mia is still holding on for this third position. As I'll actually look at the comment section. Glad you missed my crash, says Andy. I'm glad I did too as well, to be honest. I didn't want to see, I don't really want to see any crashes out on track. Of course, when I do get them, I try and get them on, try and get other action, of course, that is unfolding out on track. Like this battle for third, which Andy is involved in, on the back of the team shifts of Mia Olaf, and again, just with a better run, the Italian begins to just pull away slightly, 0.6 of a second, and get into a little bit of time. Puts Andy under a little bit of pressure. 4 seconds between Few and Mia Olaf as well. These two lapping slightly quicker, I would imagine, this time around than Few just ahead. 23 flat and a 23.395, yeah. So pretty much around what we expect. Mia Olaf, new fastest lap for him. New personal best. Oh! He has a moment and Andy takes full advantage of that. Mia Olaf has rejoined track very, very close to making contact. The Italian trying to go up the inside once again. Andy, though, has got that move done and takes advantage of the mistake by the Italian, and the Scotsman is up to third. The Flying Scotsman of TT_Project Cars is now into third position as Mia Olaf locks up. Oh, I thought that was going to be a moment. Oh, and Andy spun. Andy spins on the inside of the corner through turn 7, that is. Andy is round. Mia Olaf caught up in that Lusty's front wing. Nothing could have been done about that. Again, a racing incident, I feel. Crusher Bro through the final corner then to start what will be the final lap of the race for Crusher Bro. And he's a 10th off on his personal best lap as he starts this final lap. Few is in second and the team mapper audio car. That is Theo Daly just ahead of him, who looks like he's going slow. Has he got suspension damage, I wonder, Theo Daly? No, he's getting out of the way of Few, which is good to see. McKinnon now in second. Mia Olaf with that front wing damage is in third. Andy is back on the back of him, you know. Right on the back of him. Only a second off, 9th, 7th. That gap is just decreasing really a lot. And Andy... Oh! Oh my God! That is the worst crash I think I've ever seen. Andy has had a moment coming out of the final corner. Both of them are out of the race. Oh, what drama here in Zhuhai. I cannot believe what I have just seen. Andy just lost control of the car. He'd almost pulled off the move on Mia Olaf, who obviously had the front wing damage, and Andy has just lost it, trying to regain control of the car. He's just lost it, and he must have ended up 20 feet in the air. It's a horrible, horrible crash. Not what you like to see on the stream. Crusher Bro through the final corner then will take the win. Mia Olaf has retired from the race. Crusher Bro across the line to take it. He takes it in a dramatic, dramatic first race in the Formula Renaults. I really hope, I really hope that it is going to be, that we don't have any crashes like that. That's all I'm going to say, really, based on that, what I've just seen. Few now across the line in second, takes full advantage of the crash between the two. And I'm sure Andy will have something to say within the comments. Kate McGinley's still going around in third. Aguileta and Theo Daly are coming across the line in fourth and fifth. And they come across the line nicely indeed. Aguileta actually picking up and doing quite well in the end with that front wing damage. Minute and a half off, but still comes across the line to finish in fourth and has got home, which is more important than anything. And Kevin McGinley must be counting his lucky charms at this moment in time, because the Kevin McGinley, the Brit, is going to come across the line to finish in third position. He will be counting his lucky charms after that, and picks up an unlikely podium. Comes across the line in third. 15 minutes worth of action still left to go, of course, with the random grid race. It is Crusher Bro who, of course, takes it. Few in second. Kevin McGinley in third. Aguileta fourth. Theo Daly in fifth. Mia Olaf and Andy retiring out on track as a result of that cataclysmic crash that they both had. Alan Kay also retiring due to damage that he sustained earlier on in the race. And only with 15 minutes to go, I hope we don't get as much action-packed as what that was. Crusher just coming in and saying fastest lap to the end. Drivers using their brains into turn 1 might help. Yeah, that was McKinnon for you. I was under the impression he got a jump start. I'm not sure if he could explain that within the comment section, but I was under the impression, it certainly looked on my screen anyways, that he might have got a jump start. Obviously the game hasn't picked up on this, so obviously it might be down to the desync, it might be down to him obviously leaving the session and then rejoining back in qualifying. That could be one factor we can add in there. Of course, it is all for the drivers and the stewards, in fact, to have a look through afterwards. 15 minutes worth, as I say, of action still left to go. The cars will be repaired in time for this race, and Zhuhai still yet to come. Wallop from behind when I wanted to stay out of trouble. Yeah. Again, I'll look on board actually with the replay now and just see actually who it was. I was under the impression it was McKinnon for you. This was through turn 1. And I'm just getting this replay up now to have a look on the stream. I've just missed the replay actually, so we're on the light sequence. I'm just having a look out of the thingy. Yeah, McKinnon for you gets a very good start down to turn 1, and it looked like Aguilera had actually moved across him to try and defend the position. McKinnon for you was just locked up under the brakes, and that has just happened from there, and honestly nothing really could have been done about that. But of course the stewards will have a look into things. Andy coming in and saying, my pass into turn 1 on Mia Orloff was a drift event on my side. Feel bad that I dropped it at the end and it caused us both to go out. It wasn't fun for viewing, I've got to say. I'm not sure if you saw it, but you ended up 20 feet up in the air. That was scary. That was very scary. It's nothing that I've ever seen before, sure, for a crash. And it just comes to show that the game's physics needs to be improved when Project Cars 3 is released apparently next year, with Codemasters taking over. And of course the developers from the current game, Project Cars 2, have moved over within the team of Codemasters. So just to confirm that is the case. Mia Orloff, I'm now part of the Chinese space program, he says. Goodness me. Goodness me. Yeah. Don't want to be signing up as an astronaut for too long, I've got to admit. Andy Bill starting out on pole position, so a bit of consolation there. Theo Daly starting second, Alan Kane in third, Mia Orloff in fourth, Kevin McGinley in fifth, Aguilera in sixth, McKinnon for you in seventh, and Koshabo has got to do it from the back again and has got to win this race, of course. And as I say, it is random grid. Andy starts off on pole position with Theo Daly also starting on the front row of the grid, and Theo did actually do quite a good race last time, especially in the racing roulette. I was quite surprised how he was keeping up early on within the touring car race. Very good going forward, I think, for Theo Daly as we move into the new future, which I'll come on to at the end of this stream. So stay tuned for that. Light sequence going out though for race 2. Lights out and away we go. McKinnon for you has got a drive-through penalty for a jump start. Mia Orloff has got a very good start from the line. Everyone's got to be careful into turn 1. Crusher goes down at the inside of Theo Daly. Alan Kay runs a little bit wide. Everyone clean through turn 1. No, oh, that is Alan Kay, sorry, going off track. Alan Daly, goodness me. McKinnon for you up the inside of Aguilera gets the move done, but early on, Andy, who's went wide, leads the way. Mia Orloff is in second. Theo Daly is in third. The two team Luigi Motorsport cars fighting out for third. Fourth, Crusher Pro sticks it up the inside of Theo Daly. Two teammates don't want to make contact here. We've seen it all before with the physics on this game. We do want to see another contact like we saw in the first race. Around the outside goes Crusher Pro, and that is a good move by the Norwegian. Right around the outside of Theo Daly, both evenly split through there. Very nice stuff. Crusher Pro up the third, trying to make up for lost time after his racing roulette disappointment earlier on. Andy does lead the way though for Mia Orloff in second. Crusher Pro in third, Theo Daly fourth, McKinnon for you in fifth, all sideways again. King McGinley in sixth, Aguilera seventh, and Alan Kay has obviously dropped it somewhere out on track, and the Irishman struggling a little bit out on track, but as long as he keeps that going on track, he will pick up valuable points for second place, hopefully within the championship standings. Crusher Bro now down the inside of Mia Orwoff, and Crusher Bro makes the move and he's up to second position. McKinder for you is into the pits as a result of the drive-through penalty. That promotes Alan Kay up a position. Mia Orwoff dropped down to third as a result of that move from Crusher Bro. So taking on early on, much cleaner start to the second race. That's what we like to see, of course. And Andy is under pressure from Crusher Bro, who wants to make up for lost time. Mia Orwoff is going with them as well. Possible three-way battle for the lead beginning to develop here. 2 minutes gone, and it is Andy who leads the way in the Team Panasonic car. Of course, no Sinclair here tonight for the second race, but should pick up some valuable points here for Team Panasonic against Team Luigi Motorsport. Team Luigi Motorsport doing quite well. The second and fourth, at this moment in time. Theo Diddy again doing a good job. Andy under pressure from Crusher Bro, the leader of the race here, is under pressure, and the Norwegian trying to dive it down the inside. Andy holds it firm around the outside and gets the traction off the corner, but Crusher Bro has taken full advantage of Andy, just running a little bit wide onto the grass and onto the curb, and always the inside line going to work, and Crusher Bro takes the lead of the race, and he's came from last to first within the space of a lap. Let's just make that sure. Oh, Mia Orwoff in the background. Goodness me, had a right moment coming out the final corners, recovered that very nicely indeed. In the background of shot as well, that is Aguilera on the back of Kieran McGinley. So the Brit and the Spaniard about to do battle out on track. Alan Kay is still in 7th, with McKinder for you obviously serving that drive-through penalty in 8th position. We'll focus then on this battle for 5th at this moment in time. Looks like the battle for 1st is just beginning to ebb away, with Crusher Bro setting the new fastest first sector, 23.6. Through the first sector, and the Irishman doing a good job through there. Kieran McGinley though leading Aguilera for 5th position. Team D-Box car against the Team L'Equipe d'Ombreville car of Aguilera, who will hopefully make up for lost time as a result of his first race. He did finish 4th, did finish with no front wing though, as a result of earlier contact, and Aguilera probably going to try and right his wrongs here tonight, and obviously try and get ahead of Kieran McGinley for this 5th position and make up for lost time. Through turn 10 they go. Crusher Bro hanging on out in front, a little bit wide there from Aguilera. In fact, we'll go back on board with the battle for the lead in just a moment, as we're going to actually pick up on board with Aguilera. Let's ride on board on the chase cam, if I can work the cameras. There we go. We begin to chase him down. Fastest lap by Crusher Bro, 21.3. Very nice lap there from the Norwegian, and he's dominating out in front. Aguilera much neater through the final corner compared to Kieran McGinley, who's now under pressure. The Brit driver against Aguilera, the Spaniard, right on the back of him, down into turn 1, here at Zhuhai in the Guangdong region of China, remember. And Kieran McGinley hanging on for 5th position, but Aguilera now all at the back. Crusher Bro is lighting the race speed at the minute. Fastest first sector, fastest laps, fastest sector galore. Goodness me, he wants to score more goals than Ian Wright, and I'm the celebrity, get me out of here. Aguilera though, right on the back of Kieran McGinley for this 5th position, and 5 minutes gone. And Crusher Bro leads the way. Andy's still in 2nd, and has picked up a penalty in fact for track limits. Has he picked up a 2nd? Yes he has. Just to confirm that he has picked up a 2nd time penalty with track limits extension there. Go back on the trackside cam with Aguilera, who was trying to hunt down Kieran McGinley, and Theo Daly's just beginning to come back to these a little bit as well. He was faster than both of them last lap around. I'm not sure if he's had a bit of a half spin somewhere out on track, I wonder. But the Brit under pressure now from Kieran McGinley, and again just drops the back end slightly. He has got 1.9 seconds, and again fastest lap by Crusher Bro. It's a 20.9. What is he on? Crusher Bro with a 20.9 sets a new fastest lap of the race, and has gone nearly 5 seconds quicker than Andy on that last lap alone. Goodness me, we need to get him tested for anabolic steroids or something like that. He's absolutely flying out on track. Kieran McGinley under pressure still though from Aguilera, 5th and 6th out on track, and 0.5 of a second separating these two. And the Spaniard obviously trying to pressurise Kieran into a bit of a mistake. We have seen it so far tonight that Kieran is prone to making a couple of mistakes out on track. Aguilera trying to ensure that he might just ensure he gets a bit of a weakness now. Aguilera just a little bit slow there through the right-hander through turn 6 and runs deep through turn 7, and Aguilera now beginning to lose his cool slightly out on track and is just beginning to lose his time. Mia Orwoff is beginning to catch Andy. 23.5 compared with 25.3 for Andy last time around. Come through into turns 11 and 12 once again. And Mia Orwoff has really struck me as a very nice debutant here tonight. Really consistent performances. This is exactly what the league needs going forward. And of course, I will come on to the future of the league. You guys might have seen it before me within the chat, of course. But we can confirm something at the end of this stream, which will be after this race. As soon as this race is done, 7.5 minutes just over to go. Crusher Pro leads 5.6 seconds. Andy is in second, of course, with that second penalty. Currently holding firm though with about a 4-second gap. Oh, and Theo Daly is off. Theo Daly off, loses the back end through turn 2. He's recovered the car out of the gravel. He will rejoin track ahead of Alan Kay. He's well ahead of Alan Kay as he rejoins. Tim McGinley now up to 4th, Aguilera up to 5th. Both of them say thank you very much for that. As Aguilera is on the back, and the Spaniard again just takes that a little bit flat out. You can take that flat out, you know, Aguilera, if you are listening. You can take that flat out and just ensure that you control the back end through the corner. Crusher Ball sets the new fastest middle sector as well, 31.5, but still focus on both though with this battle for 4th position. Very much a stabilised battle, I've got to say. Kim McGinley doing a good job out on track, Aguilera as well doing a good job out on track. And both of these guys have been pretty much glued together and joined at the hip. Crusher Ball was set at 20.3 now. Okay, he's set at 20.3. He is absolutely flying out on track. 23 flat for Andy last time around. So he's 2.7 seconds up in terms of his lap times compared to Crusher Bro and Andy, of course. Aguilera though, trying to pressurise Kevin McGinley once again. 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go. This night has actually gone really quick. Aguilera now sizing up a move to try and go around the outside, and Kevin McGinley just nearly dropped the back end through turn 1. Covered it nicely, and Aguilera still stays in behind. Opens up the DRS actually. Of course, these rear wings don't actually flap open. The DRS is actually controlled from within the car on the driver's either steering wheel or on the pad. They do press a little button. And to be honest, I didn't know these cars had DRS, and I certainly don't know how to use the DRS on the Formula Renaults. Which comes to show why I'm a commentator and not a driver here in Project Cars 2. But there we go. Crusher Bro leads the way still by 8.4 seconds, increasing that gap very nicely indeed. 5.5 minutes to go. Andy in second. Mia Orwoff in 3rd position. McGinley in 4th. 10 faster through the middle sector. Ooh, Aguilera much later on the brakes there compared to Kevin McGinley. And now is the time really for Aguilera to put a little bit of pressure. He doesn't want to pressurise himself too much. But Aguilera now, right and back, will go on board with Roof Cam, my new favourite camera here tonight. Aguilera controlling the car nicely. Have to apply the power on the exit of the corner, I think, and just control the back end. But in the slipstream, Aguilera getting closer. Is he close enough for the move? Don't think he is. He could try a switch back through turns 1 and 2, and again a nice Tokyo drift there from Kevin McGinley as he still holds on to this 4th position. We're on board with Aguilera, just running on the grass slightly, up to through 5th gear into turn 4. Oh, much later on the brakes there. Aguilera, it's really cost him that. Way late on the brakes, locked up into the corner, and he's now lost all of that time that he gained. Has now gone down the Swanee, or as with Armour Slebon, gone down the Dunny. Aguilera right on the back of Kevin McGinley though in the meantime. 6/7 of a second separating these two out on track. There is another battle going on. Alan Kay making the few going on. 7th and 8th position. The Irishman and the Brit making the few up the inside of Alan Kay here. Both of them side by side. Oh, they lean onto each other a little bit. McKinley holds on to the position though, and I think he was going to get the move done as well. I think Alan Kay not happy with how that move might have been conducted out on track, and to be honest, I'm not really that happy with that move being conducted out on track. We do, of course, like to see fair battling here in Project Cars 2 that the driving might just want to be having a look at with the stewards afterwards. But 3.5 minutes to go. Crusher Bro is already through turn 8 on the run through turn 9 and into turn 10, through turn 8 now and then into turn 9 towards the end of the middle sector. He's 10.4 seconds ahead of Andy as I begin to pick up the flu. Mia Olwoff is in third, Pete McGinley in fourth, still under pressure from Aguilera to come through the first sector. Aguilera 2 tenths off his personal best, was 2 tenths off Pete McGinley last time around as well. And Aguilera right on the back of Kieran McGinley. Of course, picking up that fourth position as a result of Theo Daly's off that he had through turns 1 and 2. Locks up again, Theo Daly, but doing a good job. Alan Kay improving on his lap, which is good to see. He's only 9 tenths off Bukinder for you. Just got to keep within the back of him and just got to get to the end and pick up some valuable points. I think the Irishman, it has been a bit of a weekend to forget here for him here tonight, and he will, I think, lose the second place in the championship, but with the final rest of the season to come, there's still anything really to play for. Of course, we move on into the new future of the league. We will be, of course, announcing what is going to be happening at the end of the stream. And Kayvon on the back row in the meantime, and there's been a position change as Aguilera has got the move done on Kieran McGinley. I have a feeling there might have been a drop of the back end there through first sector, and Kieran McGinley now under pressure, was under pressure from Aguilera. Now they've swapped positions. Crusher Bro with 1 minute and 45 seconds left to go. I think we are going to get another lap after this one. Be very close in time to the timings. 1 minute 20.5 was his last lap around. So let's just have a look. 1 minute and 30 coming through into the final corner now. It's going to be very tight coming across the line here for Crusher Bro. I have a feeling this will be the final lap of the race. 1:20.2 and has improved on his fastest lap. Unbelievable what this guy does. Absolutely unbelievable. Crusher Bro leads. Ooh, just snaps the back end through turns 1 and 2. Through into 3 and 4. If he makes one mistake out on the track, then it's definitely going to be the final lap of the race. We might just eke out another lap though with Crusher Bro's pace, because it is all determined on the leader. 50 seconds pretty much between himself and 8th position, who is Alan Kay now out on track. Looking for you, obviously getting that move done. Andy in second. Mia Olwoff, really good debut in third. He has lost time, however, to Andy. He will be picking up that third position. Aguilera is in fourth. Goals for his fastest lap of the race. 5/10 improvement, and is pulling away from Kieran McGinley, who now begins to struggle slightly. The Brits in the background. Theo Daly in sixth. Just running onto the grass. He wants to take as much of the track as possible, maybe a bit too much as he locks up into turn 1 there. Just got to keep it within the white lines. McKinder for you in 7th and Alan Kay in 8th position. Crusher Bro then is through the final couple of corners now, and this is going to be the final lap, it seems. Crusher Bro through the final corner now, and he is going to come across the line to take it. Right across the line, Crusher Bro takes the win here in Zhuhai. A dominant display from Crusher Bro from the back of the field as well. That's the first challenge, fastest lap of the race, takes the win, Grand Slam, pretty much out on track. Andy doesn't care, he's picked up a penalty late on for track limits abuse. He finishes second anyways, I do believe. Let's have a look. Yeah, he will finish second. It's only 2 seconds worth of penalties for him. Mia Olwoff on his debut in third. Really promising debut for Mia Olwoff. He is a guy that is going to be to watch out for going forward. Aguilera coming across the line in fourth has impressed as well, I think, tonight, and has really repaid himself with a good result here in fourth. Keith McGinley across the line in 5th position. Theo Daly going to be coming across the line in 6th position. 2 seconds ahead roughly of McKinder for you, who will be in 7th, and Alan Kay dropped off late on and will finish and come across the line in that 8th position. He now flies through the final corner here in Zhuhai. One more race to go, of course, in the season, and the next race, the final race of the season, will come up, of course, in Dubai. So I better get my my spectacles packed. Crusher Bro wins from Andy in second. Mia Orwoff, good debut performance in third. Aguilera in fourth. McKinnon for you in fifth. Theo Daly in sixth. McKinnon for you in seventh. And Alan Kay in eighth position. And that is it for tonight. But of course, stay tuned right now because I'm going to give you the details about the next season of TT_Project Cars. It's not going to be called TT_Project Cars next season. We have now merged with another league to form the Competitive Racing Club. So we do have 2 tiers worth of action. This is going to be back in our original slot on a Saturday. GT3s to take place at 8:30 with myself and Alan Cavaniero going to be taking over the commentary box for that. Very excited to be commentating on the action for that. Tier 2, which I'm also going to be a steward for, which will be the GT4s, will be on Saturdays at 7:30 UK time. And if you do want to get in touch and sign up for next season, I can announce that the sign-ups are now open. Not really as enthusiastic as Anton Deck, but still. The sign-ups are now open for the Competitive Racing Club for next season, so do get your entry in because we start off next season. There's a lot of planning going on behind the scenes currently. May's leading the charge in terms of the negotiations. Fantastic, I think, for the league. Fantastic, I think, for everyone. And yeah, get your sign-ups in. It's going to be on Saturdays, 8:30, as I repeat, for Tier 1 for the GT3s. Tier 2 will be at 7:30 for the GT4s. And if you're an American, that is 3:30 Eastern and 2:30 Eastern time as well. And of course, if you do want a message for more details, you can follow the Twitter at CompetitiveRC. That is at CompetitiveRC. I'm going to follow them myself as well, as I haven't yet. But yeah, that is the details for this season, or for next season of what will be Competitive Racing Club. No TT_Project Cars. It is a shame, of course, that we have had to merge with another league, but it is for the best, and I'm sure that the action will be just as good, maybe a hell of a lot better than what we've already got. So in the final round, we will of course pay tribute to TT_Project Cars. It will be quite emotional, I think, us leaving and forming the new league, but it is all for the best, and I think moving forward it has got to be a fantastic thing going forward for the league as a whole and for everyone involved as well. But from me, James Head 14, I will bid you farewell for tonight. Come and join in though tomorrow night for TTL F2. And TTL F2 is going to be one of those nights tomorrow night. Let's have a good race tomorrow. Lyronix has left the league, just to clarify, and sign-ups are open for TTL F2. I'll bring that up tomorrow as well on the stream as we go, of course, to Mexico. We go to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez this week for TTL F2. So you'll catch me tomorrow night, and then I'm unavailable for the rest of the week until Saturday. So thank you very much for watching and tuning in to TT_Project Cars. Don't forget to follow at CompetitiveRC. And thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.